The fitness industry is full of lies. They somehow convinced the whole world this is aesthetic, despite the research showing it's disgusting, made you believe the bodybuilders with the craziest physiques are natural and wouldn't hurt a fly just to say they're crappy clothes, and convince you that lazy exercises are how you build a godly physique, despite the old school iconic bodybuilders doing the foundational lifts we all know and love. I'll tell you, working out is pretty simple when you focus on doing these lifts. Yet with this new wave of what I call modern bodybuilding, these staple lifts are being avoided and demonized. If you ask old school bodybuilders what are the best lifts for muscle growth and strength, they'll give you the same answer every time. Squat, bench, deadlift. These are exercises that incorporate more muscles than any other exercises. And you're a smart guy, you're probably thinking if I can do an exercise that hits more muscles, I'm getting a better bang for my buck, right? And my answer to that is that you're damn smart. Well, I've got some pretty sad news for you. Lifters now make excuses not to do compound lifts as they argue that incorporating too many muscle groups is somehow bad. And they would rather do an easy exercise that doesn't challenge them. Well, they won't just say that. They'll cope and say, I want to isolate the muscle and I want the exercise to be more stable. If you have the core strength of cinnamon from Apple Jacks, just say so. The squat and bench press have been slandered, but I'd say that most lazy bodybuilders still do them. They're weak, so they'll do machine versions or opt for the Smith machine, which is stupid because it removes everything that makes these exercises so great, but whatever, at least they're doing them. However, the deadlift doesn't get the same treatment and is the most disrespected and hated exercise in fitness. The deadlift's often considered a back exercise, but it has tons of benefits for the core and the legs as well. Deadlifting has tons of strength and hypertrophy benefits, yet you got fat world strongmen saying stuff like this.
If you're deadlifting to be a better deadlifter, fine. If you're not doing that for deadlift's sake, then don't fucking do it. The risk to reward ratio is a joke.
For deadlifts?
For deadlifts.
Really?
And if you go into any NFL gym, in any Division I college football gym, in any athletics where people are actually getting paid and it matters what they're doing, they're not deadlifting.
Really?
They're hang cleaning and power cleaning.
Why is that?
Because the risk to reward ratio.
Is it just me or does this guy remind you of Patrick Starr? He's big, but he's freaking stupid. My guy stepped in an athletic facility once and thinks he knows everything about strength and conditioning. It's like, doofus, the reason that football players don't deadlift and do power cleans is because they're trying to train a different adaptation. But I made YouTube shorts on this video, but my bad, stupid lazy bodybuilders piss me off. So aside from the deadlift power clean comparison, Robert Oberst is basically saying that deadlifts are a dangerous exercise. And many people believe him because just because he was born massive with crazy strength genetics, he knows everything about powerlifting. Robert Oberst's irresponsible take just to add a fuel to the fire for people who want to say deadlifts are bad for your low back. There is no research that suggests that the deadlifts are somehow a risky exercise. Just like any other exercise, if you do the exercise poorly in ego lift, yeah, you're gonna get hurt. The only reason people get hurt is because there are a lot of moving pieces and you have to be athletic to do them. There's a reason why in manual labor jobs, people get hurt all the time. Once you learn the movement, you can do it safely and get all the benefits of it, which not only applies to the deadlift, but to everything. I would love to be able to repair my own roof, but if I just hop up there not knowing what I'm gonna do, yeah, believe me, I'll get hurt. Then I'll go on a whole complaining spree and tell people, don't fix your roof, it's too dangerous. Dramatic example, I know. Luckily for you, it took me forever to learn how to deadlift. This is what I looked like when I was deadlifting for the first few times, and I still didn't get hurt, which just tells you as long as you're not ego lifting, you're probably not gonna get hurt. So now let me teach you how to deadlift. All right, now for the much anticipated deadlift tutorial. You guys have been asking for it for a while now. I've been able to teach people in my own life how to deadlift who are unathletic. So this is the best deadlift tutorial you're ever gonna get. So first thing you wanna do is go to the bar, get the bar. I like to say an athletic stance. So a stance you like to feel like you can jump from. It's gonna be a lot more narrow than your squat. I might squat here, but I'll deadlift maybe here. You want the bar to go over mid-foot. So the middle of your foot, just like right in the middle where you split it in half. Then the first thing you'll do is get your hips back, and you'll get your hips back as far as possible so you get a good stretch here. Once you go back as far as possible, that's when you want to grab the bar. Once you grab the bar, what you're going to do is almost attach your shins to the bar and get your shoulders back. So this is what's going to look like. Once you're here, you kind of lean forward a little bit because what that does is it makes sure your shoulders are over the bar and it makes sure your hips are above your knees. You don't want to be squatting the weight like this. You want your hips to be above your knees. Once you get here, when you go up, the first half of the movement, it's gonna be all legs. So legs up to here, and once it's here, you're just gonna thrust forward like that. When you go down, it's the reverse. So it's hips, and then legs. Legs, then hips. And then that's literally what the deadlift is. Key pointers, just make sure your hips are above your knees, and make sure obviously that your back is straight. If you want workout tips like this, and you want to transform your physique in 60 days, check out the link I'm gonna leave in the description, because I guarantee I'll have you looking like Leon Edwards in no time. So yeah, deadlifts are super easy. By the way, you obviously want to be warming up before your deadlift. A simple warm-up is going on the bike for 5 to 10 minutes, doing these two versions of the leg swing, and then building up to your working weight. So one big quote from bodybuilders about the deadlift is that it's bad for hypertrophy, which makes sense, right? Their whole goal is to build muscle, so let's just say it's bad for building muscle so we don't have to do it. One huge point they say is that it doesn't hit a particular muscle group very well, which I entirely disagree with, but I'll address that later in this video. But if that made any type of sense, no one would do compound lifts at all. Why bother bench pressing when you can just do a chest fly? The bench press hits the shoulders and the triceps too much. We don't want that. Let's just do a chest fly because you're trying to build that KSI physique. Believe it or not, hitting more muscle groups is better for hypertrophy. When I was growing up, all the trainers and fitness influencers online were telling you compound lifts because you're hitting more muscles. The best trainers in the world, which obviously includes myself, will tell skinny guys to prioritize compound lifts to make their own body transformation. Because at the end of the day, those are the ones that truly add size. And then you supplement those with isolation exercises as the frosting on top of the cake. I'm about to expose all of bodybuilding right now. Bodybuilders don't deadlift because it's too hard. And the truth about bodybuilders are that they're geeks. Geeks pursue different things. Some pursue Harry Potter or comics, but the geeks that want to go crazy on building muscle, that's what we call bodybuilders. Because they're so unathletic, and the deadlift, which is considered an athletic movement, they choose to avoid rather than doing it and actually improving their athleticism, which in turn helps them build their aesthetics. Because athletic equals aesthetic. And these geeks give up easily. When they go to the bar the first time, they can't figure it out and their form looks like crap. They not only ditch the movement, but convince you that it's horrible for you. The deadlift is the most challenging lift along with the squat. And if you learn anything in your life, what's challenging generates results. Another point these geeks will make is that the deadlift is hard to recover from. But through my own experience, this is BS. I used to deadlift twice a week or 8 sets for the entire week, and I never had any recovery problems. Although high volume for deadlifts is something I used to do, I don't do that anymore, which I address in my push-pull legs video, which you should definitely watch after this video. But to summarize that video a little bit, I only deadlift on the first day of the week, and on the second pull day that I have, I'll do something else, another back compound lift like the pull-ups or rows. The only people who are afraid to deadlift are the people who are afraid to lift heavy. Are you not getting the pattern here? Bodybuilders are professional copers. Through my experience, deadlifts have tremendous hypertrophy benefits. They hit the entire posterior chain, which obviously includes your back and the back of your legs, which are your glutes and your hamstring. But if you've ever deadlifted before, you know it also hits your quads as well. And out of the 3 most overdeveloped muscles on my physique, 2 of them are a result of the deadlift, while 1 is not safe for work. And the 2 muscles are my upper traps, which are absolutely massive, and my quads. The upper traps are used a lot to stabilize the bar, and while the quads are obviously used as you extend your knee. My quads are very overdeveloped and I'm very leg heavy because of my increased focus on the deadlift. But most people don't realize I have big legs because my calves, let's be honest, they're pretty tiny. And the deadlift works the core tremendously well. This was my physique in 2019, and here's my physique in 2020. You can clearly see my abs developed here. And I never cut during this period, nor did I do consistent ab workouts. A ton of people think you need to be cranking out ab workouts to develop your abs, which sure, they'll help. But through my own experience, if you focus on heavy compound lifts and training standing up, you will grow your abs. And the deadlift has a tremendous core demand, which I attribute to growing my abs, which are the foundation of an aesthetic physique. And if you want to develop an aesthetic physique in 60 days, remember to hit that link in the description. Don't be a coper, don't be weak, don't be lazy, and deadlift. And be sure to check out my push-pull legs video, or if you want a heartwarming video, you can watch when I met Leon Edwards. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.